A man shot a zombie in Myrtle Beach at a haunted house attraction at the Hollywood Wax Museum, and some are saying it's not his fault. He thought it was a prop gun that was part of the whole thing, and he picked it up and he shot the performer right in the shoulder.
Jeez. Why was there a gun laying out there?
There's a lot of questions. That's a good question.
First of all.
And then some people aren't buying the fact that he found the gun there, that it was his own gun. So they're trying to find out what the truth is. But his story is it was laying as a part of the attraction. He got scared and he's like, oh, it's a fake gun. Pow, pow. Real gun, real bullet, went right through the guy's shoulder.
So this zombie was a real person. It wasn't a wax.
No, I mean, it was a part of the attraction.
It wasn't a real zombie.
Right,
was it?
right. It wasn't a wax.
Yeah, but my thing is, you think maybe it was his real gun and then he panicked because he saw a zombie coming after him, so he shot the zombie thinking it was a real zombie?
That was my initial thought. I could be wrong. We do have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on the phone. Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I think you're on to something about this. I don't think this was magically like a gun appeared in the wax museum, like this guy's saying. He said that when the zombie came out, that one of the people in his family, he was with a big party, fell down, and that there was kind of chaos, and that this gun slid across the floor and hit his foot. And then he picked it up, fired. And then where he's been charged, though, is he handed the gun to his 15-year-old son and basically said, let's get out of here. And they left shortly after the incident and went back to Charleston. And then he was arrested. And so far, all they've charged him with is the fact that he gave a weapon to a minor. So it's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. But other charges, they say, are pending because, as you say, it seems very suspicious. It seems more like it was really his gun and he just is making up some story to try to make up for the fact that he pulled a gun in a wax museum and shot a performer.
So this, in your opinion, will not fly in court based on what we know now?
It won't, but, the funny thing is that he's with a big group. They may support his story or something. I think it's going to depend, like, if they can find out where the gun was acquired. I mean, right now they're doing some background checking, I think, to try to see if they can track that sort of thing down, because it would be good to have some objective evidence rather than just saying, hey, your story is lame. They really would like to have more evidence than that, and I think trying to track down where the gun came from, and, separate all these people, interview them separately, figure out if they can, match that gun up to this guy. That's the key.
Right.
Now, let's suspend reality for a second. Let's say that you were in a haunted attraction of some sort and you got scared and you punched a performer, or let's say there was like some room and it was a theme of some room and a gun being there would be somewhat normal and you picked it up and shot, and let's say it was real. I mean, if you really didn't think it was and it really wasn't yours, could you skate on something like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in like an escape room and it has a theme, like a mobster theme or something, there's guns, toy guns laying around. One of them happens to accidentally, like in the Rust, situation. Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't have blanks. It's the real thing. Then, yeah, you wouldn't be in trouble for that. If you had a reasonable belief that was a prop, then, yeah. But this guy, there was no reason to think that there was a prop in this zombie room. And I think this guy's it's a stretch.
Yeah, and he also cannot say that he thought it was a real zombie. That won't work, will it, Lisa?
Right. No, that will not work.
Well,
people do get really scared of these really realistic haunted attractions, and that's kind of one of the problems with just, why are you carrying your gun to the to the wax museum? I mean, come on, it's just you're asking for trouble.
Because it's Myrtle Beach. Sorry, I said it.
Right,
well,
exactly.
I love you, Myrtle Beach.
Well, I was in. Don't want to brag. I was in North Myrtle Beach.
Not
quite Cherry Grove.
But
safer. But seriously, I'd been there for 5 minutes, and I get an alert on my phone. Shooting in Myrtle Beach. I'm like, great, really? I just got here, and then I was like, the Wax Museum. That's the last place I thought it'd be. Right. I didn't even know they had a haunted attraction there.
Zombies are attacking in Myrtle. We gotta leave.
Yep.
So I got my shotgun out and just started firing at will, just at beachgoers. So
zombies,
just in case. No, it's just an very odd story. Well, as always, she is great. Official attorney of Jared and Katie in the morning. Oh, let me ask you this real quick since we have you. We talked a lot extensively about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard a little bit earlier, but there has been some audio that has come out recently where Amber Heard is on audio saying, yes, I didn't punch you. I was hitting you. Stop being an effing baby and all this other bad stuff. Is it looking better for Johnny Depp? I mean, there's also some negative things towards him as well, but...
Yeah, it is actually looking a little bit better. I read this really long article just yesterday about how they think, there's a theory that she's really framed him for all of this, and that he was all, he's been gaslighted, and, that she had him convinced that he was losing his mind and all this stuff, and that really she just orchestrated it all. And that's like this new theory. But there's a little bit of evidence that kind of supports that. I don't know that I would go as far as the article did, but I do think it's looking a little bit better. I mean, it was just it was a freak show in all directions in that marriage.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it was just crazy.
I mean, yeah, because they were reading some of the texts that he was sending to her, which were bizarre, and then him trashing their kitchen before he realized he was being recorded. Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely toxic both ways. But at first, it was like, oh, it's all Johnny Depp, and then come to find out, Amber Heard is not guiltless in this, and if anything, guilty. She's admitted to hitting him.
Right.
She's admitted to it. So that's a very bizarre situation.
Yeah, I mean, you feel bad. I mean, a lot of times, in domestic violence situations, you have one, really strong pattern aggressor, but then there are some times that you have both, parties that are, battering one another, and that there's not really one clear instigator. And that's kind of, I think, what he's trying to say is, look, it wasn't all me.
Yeah, it was mutually crazy.
Yeah,
right.
I guess
Mutual
at the
craziness.
right. At the very least, he'll get out of this with people saying, "Well, he did bad stuff, but she also did bad stuff."
I believe they call it a folie à deux.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I learned that because Fall Out Boy once had an album called Folie à Deux, and I interviewed Pete Wentz, and he said that was when two people come together that are crazy, but you put them together and they're even crazier together.
They have a shared delusion. That's right. It worked. It worked
Wow.
It worked for about 12 months for these two, right?
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
And here we are 7 years later fighting. They're still fighting and have been together for years. Well, like I was saying, as always, she's great. Official attorney of Jared and Katie in the morning. If you're ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com. By the way, top 100 attorneys in the entire country. She's in the top 100. That is remarkable. It's really crazy.